Hi, I'm Katie. Welcome to Christian Vegan Conversations. If you're new here, please take a look at our fundamental videos so you can join right in on the conversation. Hello, today we're going to be talking about the true value of animals. And whether you're a Christian or a vegan, this is really going to help you out. There are people that come at this from two different extremes. The first one is man is most definitely worth more than animals, and therefore we can use them in any way we choose. And there are others who say, oh no, all life is absolutely equal. Well, let's look at the scripture and see what God has to say about this. And this is really going to help you out. Now, there are people who love or hate Matthew 6:26. This is when Jesus is talking to his disciples and he's offering them comfort to tell them what their true value is to him. Now, is he saying that humans are more valuable than animals? Yes, that's what he just said. But do we really understand what this means? Are we going to cherry pick this and pick out only the verses we like? Are we going to get angry at this verse, or are we going to delve in and really understand? Let's delve in. So to understand the true value of something, we can look and see back then, what was the value placed on birds? Well, Matthew 10:29-31 goes over this, and also our value, and Luke 12:6. So birds back then were sold for about 1 to 2 farthings. That's a pittance. Is that their true value? No, that is the value that man at that time placed on those animals. That does not say what their true value is. The true value can be found in scripture if we look deeper. So let's take an example. If you have an automobile, do you know the true value of that automobile? You might have a piece of paper, or you can look up online, that says a number amount assigned to that vehicle, and that's its value. So if you had your vehicle damaged to the point that it could not be repaired and had to be replaced, you would know how much monetarily you would have to be compensated for by whoever damaged your vehicle, right? That's the true value of the vehicle. However, is that the true value of the vehicle? To really understand this, I think some automobile enthusiasts might have a little inkling of where I'm going here. You'd have to go back to when automobiles were first invented. The thought and the genius and the hours it took to come up with the very first one, and all the decades that came later of the labor and the ideas to improve it and bring you what you have today. Is that even taken into consideration? Maybe, maybe not. So let's go to the example of a sparrow. So for example, you have a pet sparrow that you love, and someone does something, we're not going to say on accident or on purpose, whatever. They do something, and because of that, your bird is now dead, and they want to compensate you. Well, could they go to a store and buy you another bird? Well, sure they can, but is that replacing your bird? Not really, is it? Unless they can create out of thin air a bird identical to the one that was destroyed and give it to you. Can they? No. Unless they can take your dead bird and breathe the life back into it and give it back to you. Can they? No. And if we can't do either one of those things, how do we have any comprehension of the value of that creature? God's not going to be mocked. Only he can do those things. So only he really understands the value and can tell us what the true value is. And he does that many times through scripture when he talks about the care that he put into creation and the care he takes into providing and making sure that everything is laid out on the planet that it needs to be. This is the God who knows how many hairs are on our head. This is the God who sees every single bird that falls to the ground. How can we even come close to comprehending that? Now, if you love animals, this should bring you great joy in just having a tiny idea of how much value God places on these animals and what he expects us to start to understand. We're stewards here. If we're supposed to be taking care of something that God has put into our care, shouldn't we understand the value of it? Otherwise, we're like preschoolers banging around in a house and making mess and having no idea what we're doing. We should have an idea of what we're doing and what is involved. Now, also, if you're somebody who has been using animals, this should bring you to a place of humility, of understanding how much you are incredibly loved and valued by God, and how much animals are incredibly loved and valued by God. Come to a closer understanding of that, and that's really going to bring you joy and humility both. If you enjoyed this video, please do give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you have notifications of when future videos come out. As always, if you have comments or questions, please do put them below. I read every single one of them, and I would love to hear from you. Thank you. Have a blessed week.